When comedian and actor Bob Saget died, and there was not immediately a cause of death announced, I told you guys there are people who are going to say he died from the vaccine, from the COVID vaccine. There's no evidence of that. There's no reason to think that that's what happened, but people are going to say that. And of course, I was right, and I'm not patting myself on the back. It was obvious that people were going to say that because anytime there's an unexplained death now, football player dies, must have been the COVID vaccine. Bob Saget dies, must have been the COVID vaccine. A prominent right winger, Candace Owens, is now pushing exactly that conspiracy. Now, there is no evidence for it, but she doesn't care. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
So, am I a conspiracy theorist or am I Nostradamus? The answer is neither. I'm just not on Big Pharma's payroll. And
now, remember, a lot of the people claiming that their position on vaccines is because they are not on Big Pharma's payroll are the very same people promoting the Regeneron monoclonal antibody treatment, which is dramatically more profitable than the vaccines. Just remember that.
To peddle in their lies. And so to that end, today, I'm going to point out another truth, and it will likely be deemed a conspiracy theory until it's not. There are too many healthy individuals like Bob Saget, who we know have received their vaccinations, who are dropping dead suddenly and unexpectedly with no further explanation.
Now, you have to remember a number of different things. No further explanation, no immediate known cause of death. Could it have been stroke, heart attack, etc.? At some point, if the information is released by the family, we will know. But understand that there's a fundamental mathematical problem here. The closer you get to full vaccination in a country, the more likely it is that everybody who dies will have been vaccinated. In a 100% vaccinated country, everybody who dies of a heart attack will have been vaccinated. Whoa, did the vaccines cause heart attacks? Because everybody who's dying from a heart attack was vaccinated. Everybody who dies from stroke will have been vaccinated. Wow, you're telling me every stroke death was in vaccinated people? In the United States now, we are in the low 60s vaccination. That means anybody who dies from anything, there is a 2/3 chance that they were vaccinated. Causation, correlation, Candace Owens doesn't care. And this is very irresponsible.
Healthy athletes, young students in their physical prime, the majority of them males, dropping suddenly and unexpectedly in the middle of games from heart issues. What we know for a fact is that these people are being mandated to take the vaccine. And we know for a fact that these vaccines come with a warning that they bring about myocarditis.
Now, remember, the risk of myocarditis from COVID is higher, but they now have, this is really a situation of when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I remember when I was a kid, the Celtics player Reggie Lewis died. And he was, he was born in 65, died in 93. So he was 28 years old. And there were no COVID vaccines at the time. That is a death where if it happened today, people like Candace Owens would be saying it's got to be related to that vaccine. And the truth is this happens, and this happens sadly more frequently than people want to believe. I mentioned on the bonus show on Monday that my cousin, my second cousin, my mom's cousin, Fabian Bielinski, pretty well-known Argentinian film director, he died at age 47, was healthy as far as we would normally say, a little bit overweight, from a heart attack when he was in Brazil. And you can look that up on Wikipedia. And it was tragic and devastating and sad. But these things do happen. And again, when all you have is a hammer, which is wanting to criticize vaccination, every death starts to look like a nail that you can hammer in. There were no COVID vaccines for a long time, and these things happen, sadly, all the time. There's almost 8 billion people on the planet. As more and more people get vaccinated, more and more of the people to whom everything happens will be vaccinated. Traffic accidents mostly will take the lives of vaccinated people, et cetera, et cetera. What Candace Owens is doing is extraordinarily dangerous. One of our sponsors is called Privacy. Privacy is a totally free service that I've been using for years. Privacy lets me create virtual payment cards with one click, and when I use the virtual card, the money is taken out of my bank account. You can create multiple cards, delete them, freeze them, set a spending limit on them. Let's say I'm signing up for a free trial and it requires a credit card. Privacy will autofill a virtual card number, and then after signing up, I can delete that virtual card. So I know I'm not going to be charged again. Something really useful and very practical. Or let's say I'm ordering food over the phone, but I left my wallet somewhere. I don't have my real credit card on me. I can use a virtual card on my privacy mobile app. But really, the best part is you're not out there exposing your real credit card number, so you're not as susceptible to data breaches and identity theft. Privacy is a totally free service, and you'll get $5 to spend when you go to privacy.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.